dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the twilight.
What's up, everybody? How are y'all today? Happy New Year. We're in a new year. At this rate, though, I don't know. I don't know. I'm jealous, Dutch. I want some fucking collard greens. I'm jealous about that. So the reason why I'm live today is to bring awareness to Robert Brooks' case. I know some of y'all have heard about it, some of y'all haven't. Everybody should be hearing about it because it is very much so a stark reminder of Tyree's case for me. It really is. It's a reminder of Tyree's case for me. Different location, different city, different state, still the same outcome though. They still beat a man to death while he was handcuffed. Just like Tyree. And it's not getting the coverage it deserves. It's not. Because if it did, every last one of those piece of shit ass motherfucking guards, every last one of them, all 13 of you motherfuckers, would be under the fucking jail for murder. Period. End of story. I know what the fuck I saw on those body cams. I know what the fuck I saw. I saw y'all deliberately try to hide it too. Every time somebody would come in, one of y'all would cut your body cam off, and then the next one would come in, didn't realize all y'all had y'all body cam off, and then they would record bits and pieces of it. So yeah, y'all recorded the whole thing. Y'all thought y'all was smart, but y'all dumber than a fucking bag of rocks. But hey. Y'all beat a man to death. And I don't give a fuck what he did. I don't. Because some try to justify, well, that was karma for him stabbing his ex. And I'm not taking away from her. Yes, she's a victim in her own right. But that does not give guards, cops, any of these people the right to be judge, jury, and executioner. It doesn't give you that right. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You don't have that right. You're a fucking guard. Do your job, which is guard. Make sure the inmates are safe. Making sure you don't have contraband. That's your fucking job. Not to beat a man that's already handcuffed, can't do shit to fight back. That's not what we do. But I mean, that's what y'all do. Y'all do it all the time. Y'all do it all across the country. Literally. And it's to the point where, like, y'all ain't tired of this shit. Y'all ain't tired of this shit. Me and Pika was talking about this, and I said, you know, Pika, even if it was a white boy, I don't even think this would get attention. Because nobody wants to admit that these cops and these guards be doing this shit. Nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to admit that these folks have been beating us for years legally. At this rate, it doesn't, because y'all remember when I covered Daniel's case, Daniel was white, and they went out their way to cover up his shit. So does that tell you? You don't have that right. So, the bitch I am, I have y'all's names, and I will be releasing those today. I have y'all pictures, and I will be releasing that today. The only thing I will not do, I won't dox y'all. I won't post your address. But I'm going to make sure every last one of you motherfuckers is identified because, hey, it's only fair. No, y'all know how I am. No, I will not play the video. If you want to go look for the video, that's on you. You can go look for it. I do give you heavy trigger warning. If you do go look for the video, I will not put, y'all know my stance on that. I'm not going to play it on my channel. I'm not. But if you want to go look for it and you want to watch it, all you got to do is type in Robert Brooks, Rochester, New York, and it'll come right up. But y'all know how I am. I will not play that video. That is too much of a heavy trigger. If you're not in the right mental space, I do not suggest anybody watching it. I'm gonna just say that if you're not mentally, if you know you can't handle it, do not watch it. It's bad. It's bad. Preliminary autopsy report has came out. Now, the complete autopsy is not done, but there is some things that have came out that is very disturbing. So, heavy trigger warning on this because we're going to get into this today, but some of y'all know because y'all was in nonsense yesterday. Chasen had asked me if I saw about it or had I seen it. When I originally saw the video, they hadn't even released the inmate's name. They just said a New York inmate. And so it wasn't clicking for me, Robert Brooks, and and I'm not ignoring y'all in chat. I'm trying to get through my thought process and then I'll speak to y'all. When I watched it, I watched the full 20 minutes of it. And I'm going to tell you now, if you cannot watch it, please don't. Like I've said, I've told y'all, I will not play it on my channel. I know the family wants it played as much as possible, but I'm not finna do it on mine. So if you want to watch it, absolutely, you can go watch it. You type in Robert Brooks, Rochester, New York, and you'll see exactly what some of us have saw, because I know, like myself, Dutch, I know Nonsense has seen it because I sent it to her immediately when I saw it, and I had gave her a heavy ass trigger warning. She could tell y'all if she was here. I think she's busy. Like, do not watch that shit tonight because you're not gonna sleep. And my sleep was fucked up that night. It was, because, like I said, it gives me a flashback of Tyree all over again. It does. I'm going to be honest about that. It gives me a flashback of Tyree all over again. A black man, defenseless, can't even hold his hands up to protect it. He can't do none of that. And y'all beat him to death. And not enough people are talking about it. Yes, I know about the tragedy that happened in New Orleans. I know all about that, and my prayers is to everybody out there. I don't know what triggered that. But we need more eyes on this because, like I said, this shit got to stop. It has to. How many more people do I, hey, you do your crime, you do your fucking time. It is what it is. You got some people out here that make fucked up decisions. They make bad mistakes. They're in and out the system. That I get it. I get it. But that doesn't give us the right, and it doesn't give guards or cops the right to be judge, jury, and executioner. It doesn't. It doesn't. You're there to enforce policies and laws. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But yet here we are. Every fucking year we have a different case of a different name that every year. And nobody's tired of this shit. So before I want to show y'all something before I get started in his the full length video. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not. I know the family wants it out there. It's just I have my own beliefs in it, and I can't do it. So, but there's something I wanted to show y'all because in ways they try to dehumanize him. And like I said, they try to make excuses for it and sit here and say, hey, well, hey, he stabbed his ex, so that's just karma. We don't have that right. You're not God. We don't have that right. There's no justification murdering that man. That man was already 6 years into his 12-year sentence. Oh no, headstones. I know you wasn't. I'm just saying. On my channel, I refuse. I'm pretty sure I could get views if I did play it, but I don't care about that. What I care about is people are aware. You know, people tried to dehumanize him and basically make it seem like he was just a monster. Like I said, I don't know what that man was going through 6 years ago. I don't know if he was on drugs. I don't know his story. I don't. I only know what his rap sheet is. And I know what I saw on those videos. And I can tell you, if it was my brother, uncle, daddy, or anybody like that, every last one of them bitches wouldn't have a job. Every last one of them bitches would have to get a lawyer. And every last one of them bitches would be paying me their pensions. And then I'd be suing the prison on top of that too. Plus the state. All officials. That's me. And I wouldn't stop until I made every last one of them motherfuckers bankrupt. So let's bring it back to reality. Can y'all see this picture on here? Please let me know if y'all can see that. That's him and his parents. I got to give credit to Dutch because she dropped these to me, and that's what took me so long. I had to convert them. Yeah. Hey, but I'm learning, y'all. We're getting better at this shit. I'm learning. He had a family, as you see. He has a family. Handsome man. Made bad choices, but it is what it is. Very handsome. And now, unfortunately, this is what his family had to do. This was the end result. This was the end result for him. This is not okay. This is not okay. It's not. No family should be going through what the fuck I'm looking at right now. Because a guard got in their fucking feelings and got pissed off and decided to take their anger out on them. I don't even know. Headlines, did you, or headstones, did you see in the video where one guard pulled the other guard off? Did you see that part? Then he came back for more. Did you see that? So one of them had enough sense. Thank you, Duchess. Thank you. Because Pika asked me about that, and I said, I don't know if it's been for you yet. Headstones. So one of them kind of pulled him off because he was going to town. He leaves out the room and then comes back and starts doing it again. So one of them had enough sense to pull him off, but they didn't have enough sense to stop all of it. So here's his story. On December 9th, Robert L. Brooks, an inmate at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County, was beaten by multiple correction officers after being transferred to that prison from nearby Mohawk Correctional Facility. He was 43 and grew up in Rochester, where his parents are still alive. According to his obituary and his family, Brooks attended schools in the Rochester City School District. His family described him as a family man who loved holidays, create music with his son, and nature. He had been involved in the community organization his father runs, mentors inspiring boys and girls. In April of 2016, Brooks was charged with first-degree assault for stabbing his girlfriend in the chest, neck, and torso during an argument. He was transferred to state prison in March 2017 to serve a 12-year sentence. Their 27-year-old son, Robert L. Brooks Jr., had remained close with his father. And they did not want to identify the woman that, the ex-girl. They didn't want to identify, which I respect. I appreciate. Hey, because I could see how that should have ended up bad. Let me put it like that. Brooks would have been eligible for parole release in July 2026. How did Brooks end up in Marcy Correctional Facility? Brooks had been serving his sentence at Mohawk Correctional Facility, a medium security prison in Rome, Oneida County. Law enforcement sources say he had allegedly been assaulted by at least twice by inmates in early December. One assault took place when he was attacked in a cell. In this second assault, another inmate had placed an object in a sock, possibly a lock, and used it to strike Brooks in the head. Brooks was transferred to Marcy following those incidents, apparently for his safety. Videos from 4 body cameras worn by correction officers were released on December 27th by the state attorney general's office. Hey, AG, can you tell me why the fuck they ain't been charged yet? That's what I want. What you waiting on? What you waiting on? Can you at least explain to me why they haven't been charged yet? This shit happened on December 9th. The man died on December 10th. Where the fuck is the charges? Mr. Attorney General, where are the charges? Mm, mm, mm. So this shit is probably finna go deep, huh? The video footage begins with Brooks lying on the ground near a fence by the Marcy prison Sally Port. He is handcuffed behind his back. It's unclear from the footage whether any physical force had been used on Brooks outside. After he is carried into a nearby infirmary, Brooks was placed on an examination bed. Over the next 10 minutes, he was punched, kicked, and appeared. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So he was already fucked up. So he was already fucked up, already outside on the ground, fucked up. Am I getting this right? Hold on, wait. I didn't know this. I did not know this. I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't know this part. So he was already fucked up. Y'all come get him. Take him to the infirmary. And beat the shit out of him until y'all killed him? What? Huh? I hope his family sue the fuck out of y'all. I hope they sue the fuck out of every last one of you bitches. So nobody knows how he ended up hurt in the first place. Nobody knows that. But he goes to the infirmary and y'all beat the shit out of him. You know what? Hold on, y'all. This might not be good. Because who's to say that they won't try to blame that the death occurred due to whatever happened out on the yard? How much y'all want to bet they try to pull that shit? This is going to get ugly. Because details are unclear, and apparently we all know cops gonna lie. So this is gonna get ugly. And yes, this is gonna require a deep dive, apparently. Yeah. NorCal, oh, there's plenty of body cam. Type in Robert Brooks, Rochester, New York. It's 20 minutes worth of body cam of where they beat him until he dies. And they tried to cover it up because every time an officer came in, they would try to, or a guard would come in, they would try to cut the body cam off. Well, then when another person, it was 13 officers or guards all together that beat the living shit out of him. It's like they tag team. They just took turns. Tag, you it, come on. And that's exactly how they did it in the video. Like literally, one would go in, pop, pop, pop. Here, that one would leave. Then the next one would come in, pop, pop, pop. They literally did this shit for 20 minutes. Wait till I get to the preliminary autopsy findings that they had found. Now, like I said, the complete autopsy is not done, but they have released pieces of it. And what y'all are going to hear is fucked up. I wasn't trying to do that. But if you want to see the yeah, I know it says asphyxiation, but that's not the part I'm tripping off of. I know that when I get there, I'll let y'all know. After he was carried into a nearby infirmary, Brooks was placed on an examination bed. Over the next 10 minutes, he was punched, kicked, and appeared to be choked or at least lifted up by his neck by 5 officers. 14 correction officers were implicated in the incident, and one, Anthony Farina, who had been one of the officers to punch and kick Brooks, resigned immediately. So, excuse me, I said 13. 14. I missed one, apparently. The remaining 13 were suspended and faced termination. Fuck that. Where are the charges? Don't worry, I'll wait. One of the 2 nurses who witnessed portions of the incident and then provided treatment to Brooks is also facing termination. You 2 motherfuckers need, no, fuck that. Fuck termination. Fuck all of that. Your punk ass need to be charged too. Everybody that was there that witnessed that shit needs to be charged. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. That's just like me sitting there, standing there, and watching y'all beat a fucking man to death, and I just keep my mouth closed. I don't say shit. What kind of shit is that? As a nurse, you took an oath. As correctional officers, y'all took an oath. I guess that shit don't mean shit to y'all. I already know how this shit gonna play out. I'm not gonna say it, but I got a feeling I already know how this shit gonna play out, just like every other fucking trial we've seen. When have we ever got any real justice besides Derek Chauvin punk ass? Chauvin was the only one. Chauvin was literally the only one. That mother, I can't say when they read 20 years in court, that motherfucker got bug out of shit. Like, oh shit, they really sentencing me. Yes, motherfucker, you fucking killed that man. Chauvin was the only one. And the only reason why people feel like we've gotten some justice out of it, because they shanked his ass up in prison. Let's just call a spade and tell the truth. That's the only reason why we feel like we got some justice out of it, because they shanked his ass in prison and had to move him to a new facility. Why was Brooks beaten? It's unclear whether any physical force was used on Brooks by officers at Mohawk Correctional Facility during his transport to Marcy or after he arrived at Marcy before being carried into the infirmary. The video shows Farina roughly wiping Brooks' bloody face with a white rag and then appear to try and force it into his mouth, but it's unclear. Huh? Wait a minute. The video shows Farina roughly wiping Brooks' bloody face with a white rag and then appear to try and force it into his mouth, but it's unclear why. Farina reacts suddenly and punches Brooks hard in the face at least 3 times as another officer punches Brooks in the legs. No, tell the truth where y'all punched him. Tell the truth. Y'all just didn't punch him in his legs. Don't worry, I'll get there when we get to the preliminary autopsy. Don't worry, I'll get there. We're going to tell the truth because y'all didn't just punch him in the motherfucking legs. For over the next roughly 8 minutes, Brooks is punched again by officers, and Farina at one point lifts his leg and appears to stomp Brooks in the genital area. Brooks was handcuffed behind his back during the ordeal. Times Union first reported that officers had claimed Brooks tried to bite one of them. It's unclear if that's what prompted Farina to begin punching him in the face. Who's investigating Brooks' death? And oh, here you go. Let's just go ahead and show this. Let's show that. I won't show the video, but I will show this. Look at that man's face. Look at that man's face. Hey, Jason. Look at that man's face. In this part of the video, they had to pull him up because he couldn't sit up. They had to pull him up. Jason, good question. Good question, babe. Look at his fucking face. But hey, let's beat him some more. Let's beat him some more, right? The state attorney general's office and state police are leading to the investigation. Oh, great. We investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. Great. Great. The Attorney General, rather than the Oneida County District Attorney, has jurisdiction under a 2020 law that empowers that office to intervene in cases involving people who died during encounters with law enforcement officers. The FBI and the U.S. Justice Department, which has a civil rights division that handles criminal cases involving law enforcement misconduct, including instances of excessive force, which we just went over the one that they dropped in Memphis against the city of Memphis and MPD and their fucking racial disparaging asses and how they be fucking targeting black people and how they disproportionately over sentence black people compared to a white person who could do the same fucking crime and get a slap on the wrist, but hey, my black ass is gonna go serve 10 years for a fucking look small ass I stole a starburst type shit. They're also reviewing the case. In addition to the Office of Special Investigations with State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision is conducting an internal disciplinary investigation. The State Commission of Correction will also investigate the death and issue a report highlighting any policy violations according to the statutory obligation. What's the status of the correction officers? The correction officers implicated in the incident, including the two sergeants, were initially placed on administrative leave. They have since been suspended without pay and have been issued termination letters. The officers are represented by their union. Fuck your union, and I stand on that. The New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association in the disciplinary matter. They have retained private attorneys to represent them in the ongoing. So every last one of y'all can afford a private attorney, right? What you need an attorney for if you didn't do nothing wrong? That's all right. That's okay. The State Correction Department has been deploying body cameras for correction officers sporadically since 2017, when it launched a pilot program to make New York the first state in the nation to equip its correctional officers with recording devices. Now, with that being said, how many more deaths y'all think have happened in prisons all across the country? And there's no proof of it because, well, there's no body cam footage of it. And according to our government and our policies and our entities that be, well, we can't afford that. We can't afford to give our correctional officers body cam. Why not? They're employed by the state or the county. They're a government worker. I feel like all government workers should have body cams. That's just me personally. If you're going to be in a correctional officer, guard, police, sheriff, anything, your ass need body cams. This is not the first death we've heard. I told y'all, when Daniel got killed down there in Alabama, in the prisons down there, didn't nobody give a fuck. And that was a white boy. Didn't nobody give a fuck about Daniel. I did. Because I felt like it was bullshit what they did to his family. That fucking warden looked them family dead in their eyes and told them that man OD'd. That man didn't fucking OD. They raped him for days. But you gonna look him in his fucking daddy's eyes and tell him he fucking OD'd? Even the nurse at the fucking hospital said no. Why did he have palm prints in his thighs? Three days that boy got raped. Didn't nobody give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck. They wouldn't even let the fucking family see their child, even though he's brain dead. Where the fuck he gonna go? How he gonna escape? He already dead. Y'all did that shit out of spite. If y'all don't know who Daniel's case is, go back to some of my older videos. When I first started this shit, I did a whole breakdown of what Alabama prison systems do. Like, they did that boy family so fucking dirty. It was foul. It was foul how they did him. For 3 days, that man was getting raped and nobody said a motherfucking thing. For 3 days, they let that boy get beat. This is the type of shit that goes on in these prison systems. And then people wonder why these motherfuckers come out more fucked up than they went in. Come on now. This shit gotta stop. I don't care what color, creed, what the fuck. I don't care. It gotta stop. At the end of the day, it's not our place to play judge, jury, executioner. It's not. As a cop, you don't get that fucking right. As a guard, you don't get that right. Now, unless your life was truly in danger, I could see, but beating a man for 10 fucking minutes straight, beating him in his genitals and all of that type of shit, no, there's no excuse for it, and I'm sorry. Okay, he tried to bite you. All right, 2-3 licks, keep your ass pushing. You didn't have to beat that man for 10 fucking minutes. Are you talking about Freddie Gray? Freddie Gray case was fucked up too. Had that boy just fucking. There's a lot of cases I've heard about that, that was before I even got on YouTube. And but Daniel's case really bothered me. And, that was another thing. He was a confidential informant working against the prisons. And he was reporting back to the DOJ. A lot of people believe that the guard set Daniel up because he was finna testify against them, basically. So this prison shit and beating inmates to death, it goes deeper than y'all definitely think. Well, Jason, here's what I don't understand. If he was already laying on the ground before this is the part I'm not understanding. They found him outside by the Sally Port already laying on the ground. Then they take him to the infirmary. So what happened outside? What happened outside to trigger y'all to take him to the infirmary? That's my question. Because apparently he was already fucked up outside before they even brought him in. And see, here's the thing. Maybe he got hit in the head. Who's to say he thought those were the attackers that originally had attacked him? Who's to say that? And then when the COs come start fucking with him, in his defense, he tries to bite him thinking it's the attacker still. Yeah, he was fucked up outside. Something happened to him outside before he even got in the infirmary. He was already laying on the ground outside. So what happened to him outside? Don't nobody know. Apparently, don't nobody know what happened to him outside. So who's to say he wasn't reacting by biting these folks because he thought it was the attackers? All of this shit is sounding fucked up, y'all. I'm gonna be honest about it. All of it sounded fucked up. All of it sounds like some real underhanded shit going on. And somebody look this up for me, because this is what happened in Alabama, and I'm telling y'all because I did a lot of research on it. Look this up. See if the DOJ is in New York prisons investigating them. Just see if that's going on. Because the DOJ has been going against prisons a lot, what people don't know. So somebody, anybody, I don't care who it is, just look and see if the DOJ has been trying to investigate New York State prisons. Are you talking about his dad and his what you call it he has? His foundation he has? Is that what you're referring to, Jason? Or how about this shit here? Fuck it. Hang on, y'all. I'm finna go on mute. Hang on. Chasen, you should be able to drop it now. Drop the link, and if you want me to take it back, I can. I know, because when Chasen said something to me about it yesterday, and I had already sent it to Nonsense a few days ago, but unfortunately, I'm horrible with names, y'all. I'll say that. I'm honest. I'm horrible with names. So the name wasn't registered when Chasen said something to me about it yesterday, and but when she said it's not getting enough attention, well, fine. I'll do it live too. I'll do a live about it too. I will say though, when I watched the protests outside of the prison, even the prisoners felt it, because you could see in the video every time they were shining their lights up at the prison or at the, the inmates would respond back and flash lights back at them, letting them know, like, hey, our thoughts and prayers are with y'all too. Like, the shit was wrong what they did. Like, every time they would flash a light up at the prison, the inmates would respond, and I thought that was pretty dope, because no, Kitty Coo. I'm talking about before this even happened, though, because typically when the DOJ starts coming in and starts investigating shit, that's when these guards start getting antsy and start beating the fuck out of folks, because that's exactly what happened to Daniel. Daniel had became an informant for the DOJ, And then, like I said, the guards pretty much, it's hard to prove, but the proof is there. They just won't fucking prosecute it, basically. But the guards pretty much set Daniel up for him to get raped, beaten for 3 days, and then turned around and said, "Well, he died from an overdose." They had set that up. So that's why I was asking if the DOJ has been investigating before then, because the guards will respond by trying to figure out who the mole is and set them up. That's why I'm asking, does anybody know? If somebody can email it to me, I'd be greatly appreciated, because like I said, that's exactly how they did Daniel. He turned into an informant, and sure shit, it wasn't long. They figured out he was the informant for the DOJ, and then he got tortured for 3 days and ended up brain dead at Kilby. So that's why I was asking. Not saying that that's the case here, but he was in Alabama. Oh, Dutch, you're talking about the other man. I know who. That one pissed me off. So me and Dutch, I didn't want to discuss his during this live, because, well, for one, me and Dutch had discussed it on her live about him missing, and they found him all right, but they beat the shit out of him. Yeah, old man with Alzheimer's, they beat the shit out of him. Dutch will be discussing that later. I believe Thursday or Monday. I'm not sure when, but I sent it to her because I said we discussed him in my Tennessee lives, and yeah. So, fuck these folks. I'm just to the, and I really try to be, I really try to love them. I really do. But it makes me hard to love anybody in any authoritative figure, because I already have a problem with authority. And when shit like this happens, it really makes me be like, fuck you and fuck whatever hill you stand on. Yeah, they have not been charged. This man over here snoring like he been working at somebody's warehouse. If y'all hear him, I'm sorry. All right. So the State Commission of Correction will also investigate the death and issue a report highlighting any policy violations according to its statutory obligation. And then they have retained, where are we at? The cameras, right. They launched the pilot program in 2017, and since then, body cams and fixed camera systems have expanded across numerous facilities, although many still do not have them in use or have implemented them only on a limited basis. In the incident involving Brooks, multiple officers had their body cams off or were not wearing them. But 4 cameras, including one worn by a sergeant. Oh, sergeant, you fucked up. Sarge. Come on now, you a fucking vet. I mean, I'm glad y'all asses got caught red-handed, but you a fucking vet at this. You didn't. That just goes to show how dumb y'all truly are. But yet we out here have y'all enforcing laws that y'all don't even fucking know. But go figure. Including one worn by a sergeant. were operating in passive recording mode, which means they were only recording video but not audio that was uploaded to a cloud server. Times Union first reported that the officers were unaware that their cams were recording, and a fact later confirmed by State Attorney General Letitia James. Brooks' father and son spoke on the family's behalf at a community vigil in Rochester on Monday, December 30th. Over the past 2 weeks, our family has been focused on supporting one another, Robert Brooks Jr. said at the vigil. Losing a loved one is hard enough, but the circumstances surrounding my father's death are unimaginably hard to deal with. We are taking things one day at a time. We thank everyone for respecting our privacy and giving us space. Our family is extremely grateful for the community support. Our deepest wish is that Robert's death may not be in vain. His killing must be a catalyst for change. Justice must be served. Seeing everyone gathered here tonight gives us hope that change is possible, and it helps us know that we are not alone. What happens next? Investigations involving the death of someone in custody that includes allegations of excessive force can take months or even years to conclude. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to push it out as much as possible because that's what they did with Tyrese. And then they're going to break down the charges and separate it from fed, state, civil, because that's once again what they did with Tyrese. And then they might not even get convicted on the fucking ones that really even matter, because that's what happened in Tyrese. Because, hey, we really needed them to get convicted for the violations of rights. But guess what? They didn't get convicted of that. Instead, they got convicted of perjury, basically, because they tried to cover it up. That's the only thing they got convicted of. Now, with that being said, though, we do have a state trial coming up. As a matter of fact, I believe next week. Next week. With the hey, Callie. No, wrong dog. Sorry, Zeusy, you dreaming? I don't know where you going. I feel like my damn mama when I say the wrong damn dog name around here. Shit. His trial is coming up, and that's the state trial, and that's where they got him on the second-degree murder charge, or the officers. But I honestly don't know how to go. I don't think they're going to get. I don't. I'm going to be honest. If they didn't get convicted of violations of rights, which is exactly what they did to Tyree, then I don't have high faith. I don't. I'm going to be honest about that. I know the fuck shit my state does. I know the fuck shit that they do to get out of shit. I know the fuck shit that they're already with the civil trial. They're already trying to paint Tyree as a fucking monster. So there's that. I'd be like, round out. They know who I'm talking to, though. Shit. I be saying Callie, Zeus will walk up. If I say Zeus, Callie will walk up. Shit. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't have high faith. Not with our courts here. I don't. That's just me. Other people seem to think otherwise, and I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, that chasing. That's what I said. No, the best I can do is this right here. Nope, because I can't. And I know the family wants it played. I do. I know they want it played, just like Tyrese. They wanted it played, but sitting there watching somebody get beat for 10 minutes straight, and then have to go back to your regular life. Compartmentalizing for me doesn't work like that, especially like right now. And I've always had that stance of if you want to go find it, you can go watch it yourself. I just, yeah, yep. Jason, did you see the part where the one officer actually pulled one of the officers off and then went back and then started beating him again? And I'm like, wait a minute. If you had enough sense to pull him out first time, why the fuck you didn't stop your buddies? Just why? Why? No, I watched it. I watched it when it first came out. Like I said, they had no name on it at first. They was just like inmate in Rochester, New York. They didn't even have the inmate's name when they first dropped it. And I watched 16 minutes in different angles of him getting beat mercilessly. And I wouldn't wish this shit on nobody. I don't give a fuck. My worst enemy. I can't stand my fucking cousin. He beat his mama he held his mama hostage, all type of shit. I wouldn't even want that on him. Jason, I got you. Hang on. Let me finish this shit so we can get there because there's so much shit I want to show y'all, and we're almost done with this article. Investigations involving the death of someone in custody includes allegations of excessive force, can take months or even years to conclude. If that Attorney General's office does not turn over the case to the U.S. Justice Department, it could impanel a grand jury to review evidence in the case to determine what, if any, criminal charges should be filed. Any prosecution would include an analysis of the actions of the officers, including those who stood by and witnessed the incident in line with their training and use of force policies. The final cause of death, which will be determined by a medical examiner, will also be critical in whatever decisions prosecutors make. All right. Autopsy details for Robert. Now, once again, let me say this again so everybody understands. The full autopsy is not done. This is only preliminary. So, this is only a portion of it. The full autopsy is not done, y'all. Okay? So, I just want to put that out there and make that clear. That it's not done. So, but they did release some of the findings in here, and FYI, it is heavy trigger, just giving y'all that. So Robert Brooks, the Grease man who just died just one day after being beaten as an inmate at Marcy Correctional Facility earlier this month, suffered multiple horrific injuries according to court paperwork. In the emergency risk protection order filed by New York State Police against Correction Officer David Kingsley, it's alleged he took part in physical assault against Brooks, who was left with bruising on the face and extremities, as well as a broken nose. The document referencing the autopsy conducted that. Oh, shit, y'all. Don't come for me because I'm going to pronounce this shit wrong as hell. I'm not from New York. I'm not a Yankee, so don't come for me, okay? The Onondaga County Medical Examiner's Office wrote Brooks had suffered multiple soft tissue hemorrhaging of the muscles of the anterior right and left sides of the neck, hemorrhage overland of the thyroid cartilage, Onondaga. Okay. All right. I'm like, don't come for me. Shit, I ain't from up there, y'all. Shit. Okay. Hemorrhaging overland the thyroid cartilage, hemorrhage of the genital area, soft tissues, the penis, and both testes. The details of the autopsy were also used as supporting evidence in the application due to the concern the individual, in this case David Kingsley, may harm himself or others. The full autopsy report has yet to be released, while Brooks' official cause of death is still being determined. According to the document, the medical examiner suggested asphyxiation due to compression of the neck is most likely cause of his death, as well as the death being due to the actions of another. Kingsley is among 12. What the fuck? Kingsley is among 12 correction officers suspended without pay. One nurse was also suspended without pay, and one correction officer resigned. It's actually two nurses, FYI. I guess they didn't get the memo, but it's two. It's two nurses that's suspended right now. The AG investigation continues. All right. No, hell, Dutch just sent me something. Oh. Oh. Huh. Yeah, I'll be looking at that later. Hang on, I'm finna drop it for y'all. And this ain't doxing. They're public records. So if y'all say I'm doxing officers, fuck that. This is public records. It is what it is. They broke down the body cam footage from each officer and the officer's name, but I'm finna read off the list of officers that was involved in this because, yes, they have been outed. We got all their names. We do. Officer Matthew Gallagher, Nicholas Anzalone, David Kingsley, Officer Nicholas Kiter, Officer Robert Kessler, Officer Michael Fisher, Officer Christopher Walrath, Officer Michael Lalong, Officer Shay Scoff, Officer David Walters, Nurse Kyle Dashnaw, Sergeant Michael Mashaw, Sergeant Glenn Trombley, and main aggressor Anthony Farina, who resigned. Now let me show y'all this shit. Let me show y'all. Let's show y'all. No care in the world, huh? He don't give a fuck. No care in the world. He don't care. I don't know why y'all can't hear me. When all I did was stop my cam. Whatever. It should be. Can y'all hear now? Yeah, I don't know why that happened because all I did was stop my cam. Let's try this shit again because I'm in the middle of something. I got it. I figured out what it was. Okay. All right. Back to his bitch ass. His ass. There we go. Y'all still can hear me though now? Shit, it was more than 5 catering. It was 14 total. Just want to make sure y'all still can hear me. We good? Can yes, no, maybe. Okay, cool. No, I want to show y'all the best picture. No. It was just another one that stood there watching another piece. Yeah, he's another piece of shit. He is. He stood there. Oh look, another piece of shit. Looky. Hey, look at that smile. Just another day at the motherfucking office, huh? Just another day at the office, huh? That's what we doing. Just another day, y'all. Just another motherfucking day. Just smiling bright and big. Just look at it. Just look at it. Oh, there go another one that don't give a shit. There go another one. Matter of fact, hold on. Is that him? Jason, is that him? Or is it the other one? I gotta go back to the video. Hang on, y'all. Shit. Him. That's him. That son of a bitch. It's him. No, he was hitting them too. I remember his ass. You see that little boy, that motherfucker right there? They just another day in the office, y'all. Just chilling, just hanging out, just watching another motherfucker beat another. Hey, just chilling, just chilling. Hang on. Yeah, the one with the backwards hat, he laid it on him too. Baldhead did too. I know Baldhead did, but the one with the backwards hat, he hit him too. That's who I was looking for. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Y'all see that shit? Do y'all see that fucking smirk on his fucking face? Do y'all see that shit? Just smirking away. Just smirk. Just another day. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the one with the backwards hat with the glasses on. That's one of the nurses. That's him. That's him. No, I mixed him up with this one. It's not him. It's him. He's the one who also threw punches, and then you had the bald head motherfucker. It's him. The one with the backwards hat with the glasses on. He hit him, then snatched his ass up. Then you got the bald head motherfucker just standing there. He wiping his brow and shit like he just put in a hell of a lot of work. Yeah, I bet you feel like a big man beating a man with handcuffs on, huh? He just fucking Gomer Pyle. He just standing there. He don't know if he coming or going. He didn't say shit though. He didn't fucking try to intervene. He just stood there. Just, hey, I'm just here, y'all. Yeah, the one with I'm sitting here watching it now. I'm looking at it. Backwards cap, yanked him up, grabbed him by his collar, snatched his ass up, and shoved him against the wall. He had left the room by that time. Yeah, that's that's his punk ass, Mr. Snatcher. That's him. I'm looking at the video right now. He's the one who snatched his ass up, grabbed him by his collar and neck, and threw him into the wall. That's him. Mr. Tan Jacket, that's another nurse. All of these motherfuckers with the smirk on their face. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. Just another day in the office. See? See? See, Mr. Nursey? Oh, no, no, no. Mr. Bowman went in on him too, and I guess I didn't pull his pic and put it into the file. I'll post it though. Shit, I ain't got no problem blasting none of these motherfuckers. I don't. No, it's not a she, it's a he. It's two males. Two male nurses. That's, yep. Two male nurses. He's the nurse, and then him. Yep. That's the nurse. That's one of them. There's the second one. Yeah, because you had two nurses and then the 13 officers. And yes, the reason why I'm saying something about it is because Chasen did remind me to do a video about it, because we do need awareness on this. And like I said, I know, right now with the shit that's going on in New Orleans, that's taken over. This shit happened on the 9th. He passed on the 10th, and we're just now hearing about it on the 27th. Please, you ain't got to share mine out. You can share Chasen's out. Just get the word out. Like, the more eyes we have on this, shows the attorney general, bitch, you can't cover for them. And no matter what type of lawyer you hire, I don't give a fuck if it's the best of the best, motherfucker. Y'all killed him. End of story. Hey, so now, Happy New Year, and I hope you had a good time with your family. But this right here, no, this shit is not okay. The smiles, the smirks, the shit that they got on their face right now, this shit is not okay. I'm sorry, it's not. And if you think this shit is okay, well, when it happens to your brother, your sister, your father, your uncle, your mama, your granny, your granddaddy, because hell, we just seen a granddaddy go through this shit too. Like I said, me and Dutch will be covering that tomorrow, where they fucking abused a man with Alzheimer's. No lie, they did. This easily, and like I said, they do it to white people too. I covered Daniel's case. Daniel was in Alabama between the Kilby correctional facility, and he was in that complex that's down there, like Draper and all of those. He was down there in that complex, and they did the same thing to him. He was white. He got no national attention. Folks don't be giving a fuck about prisoners, and when they pass or when some shit like this happens, it's just the truth. I hate to say it, it's the truth. A lot of people look at it as, oh, well, shit, they were in jail anyway, so fuck them. That's how a lot of people look at it. And I'm sorry, I can't. I can't turn my eye and be like, oh, I didn't see shit. I'm not built like that. I'm not built like that to stand by and watch somebody get beat to death and I just stand there and don't say shit. I'm sorry. Y'all were y'all gonna have to write me up, fire me, do whatever, but you weren't gonna beat that man in front of me like that. Fuck out of here. And people wonder why our people that get locked up in prison talking about rehabilitation. Ain't no motherfucking rehabilitation in there. Let's cut that bullshit out. Let's stop that line. They go in and come out worse than what the fuck they was mental wise. You lock a person in a cage 24/7 for 30, 20 years, and you think they're not gonna come out fucked up? Now, some of them, yeah, they deserve it. Cholos and shit like that, fuck them. I don't care. But people like this that do simple ass shit. Now, I don't agree. No, he did stab his ex, but he got sentenced 12 years. He was doing his time. That doesn't give us the right to fucking unalive him. And that's the excuse some of these people out here are trying to make. Well, how do you think his ex-girlfriend felt? Look, I'm not saying she's not a victim. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is he has rights too. Just because you're locked up doesn't mean you give up your constitutional rights. Y'all took this man away from his family. You took this man away from his son. You took this man away from his mother, his father, countless cousins, sisters, brothers. Y'all treated him worse than y'all would treat a fucking dog in the street. Jason, I ain't even got the energy to argue with these folks. I'm gonna be honest with you, because y'all know I can go low, like low. So I've been staying away from that, but it is at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what that man did. This doesn't, no. Jason. Mm-mm. Hey, Elizabeth. It's just, we're in fucking 2025. And we still see this shit. Don't nobody see a problem with that? We're in 2025. And we still see shit like this. And like I said, it ain't even a race thing. It's not. I'm as a black, well, mixed person, black, white. Well, I got black. I got a drop of black blood, so I'm black by default. But as a mixed person, it doesn't matter what color, what shade, what creed. They will do it to you too if you piss them off. If you buck their system, they will do it to you. They don't give a fuck what color you are. Not in this one. I can't even say it's racism. I can't. Because I've seen it done to white folks too, and didn't nobody fucking bat an eye. Didn't know it wasn't even national news, and I felt bad because I'm sitting here looking at Daniel's daddy crying on TV, and nobody gave a fuck. This is at this point, this is a humanity thing. Just because a person is locked up doesn't give you the right to fucking treat them less than. Absolutely, Chasen. Absolutely. It's supposed to, and I know I'm making people uncomfortable with certain shit I say, especially when I start hollering about the black kids missing here. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep saying it every time y'all bring up Sebastian. All right, well, what about the other 40 black kids? I guess fuck them though, huh? Yeah, but Jason, what happened to Daniel, I would have thought would have made national news, but it didn't. It didn't. Which was sad because at the end of the day, these guards let that man get raped for 3 days, beat for 3 days, all because he was a DOJ informant to testify against the prisons and the conditions down there. And nobody batting an eye. And it was crazy as hell because he was about to get released anyway. He only had like a couple of months left to serve, if I remember correctly. It's just little shit like that. It's not okay. It's not. It's not. Not when we have the end result of, he has a family. He had people that gave a fuck about him. You know what I'm saying? There they go right there. And then you turn around and you end up with this. You end up with this. You thinking in 2026, your brother, your uncle, your daddy, they gonna come home and no, this is how they came home. This is how they came home. And it's not getting the attention it deserves. It's not. It's not. So when Jason said something to me about it yesterday, and I saw it, like I said, I had saw something completely different with Duchess. And I sent it to Dutch, and I was like, I got to do a live about Robert. I got to, because, Chasing is pretty much saying the same shit I'm always saying. Don't get enough attention. And of course, Dutch, I'll be there. Dutch sent me a lot of stuff. She did. That's how I ain't gonna lie. That's how I got these pictures. Because Dutch was over it, all over it. I will say that. I appreciate the hell out of Dutch for that because a lot of these photos I got because of her. But, and, um, we have a voice and we can use those voices. I'm using mine. I'm reaching out to my state legislation. I'm reaching out to my senators, my reps. For other things, don't ask me because I'm not telling y'all shit. I'll tell y'all when it's done and over with. But I am in the process of contacting them and trying to get things changed in my state. I have to start local. I can't fix the whole United States. I can't. I'm just one person. I have to fix the things that's wrong in my city, in my state. But people, you do have a voice. You do have ways to get your voices heard. Reach out to your state legislation. Reach out to your reps. Reach out to your locals. Reach out to community members and leaders. We have a lot of preachers that's leaders here. Some of them I don't fuck with, but I'm willing to put aside my beef with them to help my community. And that's what we need. So I highly encourage people. Andy, start local. Start local. Find out your district rep. That's first. Reach out to them. My reps, I can email or I can go to a call. I chose to email them and then later on have a call with them. Start with your state reps. Start with your Senate that's over your district. Reach out to them first. But here's the thing though. You kind of already have to know your game plan, your proposal. The way you have to lay it out to them like, look, this is the issue, but here's the solution I have for it if we can get it passed. You have to look at it from that point of view because they're not going to just come up with a solution for you. They're not. They're not. You're going to have to do the legwork for them. Show them the stats. Show them, look, this is what the issue is. Like disproportionately, y'all sentence black people way longer than you do white people, or whatever the case may be. Have the facts and the data to back it up, put it in there, and then send it off. Start local. You cannot start national. It doesn't work like that. You can't do that. You cannot fix the exactly, Jason. Folks is like thinking going straight to the president, and I'm sorry, president don't do shit. It is what it is, and I said it. You have to start local. You have to. If you truly want change in your community, you need to start. And a lot of people stay away from politics. I get it. I understand. But here's also my point of view. Don't come bitching about it 4 years later when shit ain't going your way. Because did you use your voice to try to change it? If not, shut the fuck up. And that's truly how I feel about it. You can't come to me bitching about something that you didn't help change. And that's where I'm at with a lot of people when they start talking about stupid shit. I don't want to hear that shit. If you didn't help change it, and I don't want to hear it. But start local. Start with your state legislation, your House reps. Get them on board. Then turn to your Senate. Get them on board. Then maybe you can go to the Capitol in your state. But you always have to start locally. Start with the mayor. Start with the, your city council or your county board or whatever the case may be. There's ways of doing it, and if you truly want to start reaching out to your state legislation, reach out to me. I'll help you. Now, I can't do your proposal for you because I don't know what you need in your city or state. I don't know what issues that is plaguing you in your community. I only know what you tell me. But as a resident, you see what's going on. You see what needs to be changed. And that's what that proposal should be. When you build that proposal, you need to know this is the issue. Here's the stats to back it up. But here's the solution I have. Chasing facts. That's why I don't even entertain that shit no more. I really don't, because at the end of the day, like I said, if your ass didn't go out to the polls and do what you're supposed to do locally, then I don't want to hear about it. I don't. Shut up. Shit. Stop complaining because you didn't help. Well, I didn't vote because it wasn't going to make a difference anyway. Nope, that's a you problem. So don't come back 4 years later bitching about something that didn't change, because what did you do to help it? Did you go vote? No. So shut the fuck up. And I know some people don't want to hear that, but too damn bad. I'm going to tell you anyway, because at the end of the day, it's the truth. People always sit here. I'll be honest. I'm with y'all. I didn't know where the fuck to start. I didn't know where to start. I didn't. But you know what helped guide me? Watching people like Chasen. When Chasen did a certain thing, then it empowered me. Oh shit, wait, I can find laws too. Hang on. You got this law, yada yada, this could affect that too, or things like that. And then I've gotten with certain creators, which Chasen, I do need to get with you about that. I do, because I do need to contact you. I got to do it before the 7th. So I don't know if you're a part of Discord or something like that, but I'll email you and see if you're available to talk, because there's some things that I do want your insight on. There's creators I've talked to about, what do we want changed? What is it that we are truly seeking? Because at the end of the day, we can all sit here and say what we want, but what is the end goal? What is it that we truly want to see happen with our laws, as far as, like, let's say, freedom of speech and things like that? So you have to sit down and think about what it is that you want changed. Come back with the facts, the stats to back up the facts. Because you can sit here and say, well, 50% of households, if you ain't got the fucking proof to back it up, they're going to be like, yeah, whatever. And then, too, I reached out to one of my lawyer friends. I know she's not here. She watches me in the bushes. I appreciate the fuck out of her, though. Because she was one of the first people I reached out to when I started doing this, what I'm doing on the back end. And I was like, look, I need your help. What do I do? And she laid it out for me, bit by bit, piece by piece, of what I needed to do. And just like Jason has said, Pika, myself, start locally. When you start local, and say you get a pass, get a law pass statewide, then you can start thinking about taking it to a national level. But you at least got to get your state on board first and show the national how that state law helped change and brought change. And you have to show the numbers and you have to show the outcome of what happened once that law changed and what outcomes. And that's my goal. Clever girl. Start me personally, I would start writing like the parole boards and things like that. But you would also like still once again you would have to get your local legislation in on that if you want things like that changed, because not only does it take the prison system, but you also got to think it'll take your prosecutors and your judges, commissioners. If you have commissioners, you have to get them on board too. Because prison reform isn't just prison. You have to think about all the government entities that is involved in prison reform. And then on top of that, do y'all not realize the majority of these prisons are privatized? Pig, I can only do one thing at one time, baby. Shame on them nonsense motherfuckers, bitches. I'll cuss them out for you. There you go. Motherfuckers. Let her order her damn pizza. Shit. I missed something. Hang on, I'm going back in the comments, y'all. Andy, no ma'am. No ma'am. You're not, no. This is a safe space, y'all know that. And if it's on the topic that we're discussing, absolutely speak on it. Don't ever feel like you're trauma dumping. Please don't. Jason. Mm, mm. Baby, when I found out about that, yeah, especially for my city. Jason, you have an idea of my city. I know Pika does, and hell, people hear me talk about it all the time. It in my city, that shit is absolutely real. It is absolutely real. Absolutely. That pipeline, the shit that they do here in this city, oh, they set them up to fail. They set these 14, 15, 16 year olds up to fail here. And I've touched on this topic numerous of times. I know what goes on in my city. I know how my city is, and it absolutely is real. They set these kids up for fucking failure. Then when they're in the system, they get caught up in all these court cases paying fines that they'll never be able to pay. So they keep getting violated in and out of prison. And then guess what? So then they start robbing, shooting, and all of this shit just to pay the court fines off. You're talking about a vicious ass cycle of insanity, basically. And that's what they fucking do here in Memphis. And nobody wants to see it except a few of us. And I'm like, y'all are pawns in their fucking game. Well, see, clever girl, I'm not going to lie to you right now. I'm not even working on prison reform. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I'm not. What I'm working on is something completely different, dealing with laws. But because I cover police brutality a lot, this is why I'm covering this case. I have covered other cases involving prisons and, inmates ended up dead, but there's something else that's closer to my heart that I'm trying to get done, and it's going to take a few of us. I can't just do it by myself. I'm going to be honest about that. Hey, Grandma, my favorite grandma, that I'm trying to work on to get changed, to help some of these families out here that go through the worst shit in their lives, and then, well, social media gets involved. So there's things I'm trying to do and help in a different path. Like I'm trying to do one thing at a time because I got scatterbrain and I'm undiagnosed ADD. So my brain will jump 50 million times. So I have to concentrate on one thing at a time. I can't do 5 different things. But I will say, once I concentrate on that one thing, I'm like a pit bull that bit a motherfucker. I'm not letting go until I get it done. So, it is because Pico tell y'all I get sidetracked so easily. So I really have been putting my energy and time into this, and I have been reaching out to state reps and things like that in my city to see what I can do to help, because some of this shit that I've seen with my own eyes, I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. So, and you're right, Pete. A lot of them do overlap, and protecting these kids is the main thing for me right now. Not saying that the adults don't matter, because absolutely they do matter. But protection of kids is something that matters to me right now. We have far too many missing kids of color that get no attention whatsoever. They don't even fucking get an Amber Alert. We just had a girl here that was 16, and her baby that was 2 months old, she ran away from home and didn't want to come back. They never issued an Amber Alert for that baby, ever. Why? And no shade. No, I'm not saying I'm not shading, so please don't take it like that. But right before right before New Year's Eve, y'all know I posted it. We had a child come missing out of Knoxville, 2 years old. Elton Bailey. I know his first name was Elton. They issued a damn the grandfather's truck got stolen, and he was in the back of it. The truck was running at the house apparently, and somebody hopped in the truck and baby Elton was in the back. Well, they issued a damn Amber Alert for him. But they didn't issue an Amber Alert for that 2 month old that went missing here. Why? Who picks and chooses? Who says, okay, well, this child can get on the Amber Alert list, but nope, you're too dark, so you're not. And she ran away. So that's that on that. What the fuck? What? That's the society we live in. You gonna tell me? No, it's not. It's not the cops' decision. That's false. No, it's not. You have to meet a certain criteria in the state of Tennessee for it to be an Amber Alert. And that baby absolutely met that criteria because that baby had a medical condition. That baby should have been on the Amber Alert list. Not the mother per se, not the 16-year-old mother, but that baby should have been on the list. We had an old missing lady here. I may not have been here. It may have been like towards the middle of Tennessee. Had dementia or Alzheimer's. Absolutely should have been a silver alert. They didn't issue one for her. Why? That's what I'm saying, Big Blue. With the 2 month old baby, now the 16, 17-year-old mother, I understand. No, that's y'all gonna, well, first of all, here in Memphis, if you go look at all the Memphis missing flyers, every teen here is listed as a runaway and refuses to come home. Go look at them. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie about it. Go look at MPD. There's actually a Facebook page, MPD Missing. Go look at it. Every last child that's missing in this city is labeled as a runaway. Every last one of them. Why? And it's shit like that that pisses me off. It's shit like that that gets me fired up and worked up. I understand you have to have certain criterias. I understand it has to meet certain things. But sometimes these kids do meet those criterias and y'all still won't issue an Amber Alert. Or a silver alert. Or a blue alert. Yeah, I know why. And that's exactly why I speak on it. I know. I know it makes people uncomfortable. I don't give a shit. Let's just call a spade a spade. If you got the complexion for the protection, you're going to get all the resources available. If you don't, fuck you, pretty much. Well, that can somebody drop Arctic Fox link if y'all don't mind? Somebody, anybody, please. Arctic Fox is actually has a petition up where we're trying to get Amber Alerts nationwide. Instead of just statewide, we want it nationwide. because we know it's possible for these kids to travel over state lines. We know if an abductor takes them, they will go over state lines, like with Baby Truth, with Trader Truth daughter. And the custodial or non-custodial parent took the baby across state lines, and now he doesn't even know where his child is at. And they didn't even issue an Amber Alert for her. But Arctic has been pushing, like with Amber Alerts being nationwide, which I absolutely agree with, because at the end of the day, we know it's possible for these kids to cross state lines. We know this. So why not make them national? Chasing, exactly, because I know with Elton it took a few hours. I know with baby Elton it took a few hours, even with his Amber Alert to come out, because he had been missing like since that afternoon, and we didn't get it until I want to say around 6 or 7 that night. Because soon as I got it, I sent it to Dutch and Arctic, and of course, Arctic was all over it. He made a post immediately for us. I appreciate the hell out of him, because anytime somebody, if you send it to him, his response is going to be, "I'm on it," and within 5 minutes, a video is going to be posted. So if you haven't subbed up to Arctic, please make sure y'all check him out, because he truly is out here doing some awesome ass work. He covers missing people's cases, missing children. He goes over case details with some of these cases that don't sound right. That's the one you chasing. You can drop the link for that, because I remember you covered it. You can drop it, absolutely. Y'all can drop links. Y'all know I don't care if it's bringing awareness to something. Y'all absolutely can drop links. And see if there's been reasonable proof, if that child has been abducted, that see Jason, you can drop the link for it. That's what I was saying. You can drop the link for the video, and stuff like that needs to be made awareness to. Like I don't understand our society. I don't. I don't. It's sad either way it go, because every child matters. Every child deserves attention. Every child deserves. I don't give a fuck if they ran away, whatever. And if they're habitual runaway, then we need to figure out what the fuck is going on at home. That's just me personally, but hey, what do I know? Wow. Wow. Absolutely, Grandma. Especially here in my city. I'm sorry. My city is a trafficking city, okay? Because easily you can be in the fucking 4 different states in a matter of minutes, all right? Well, 3. But 40 and 240 is a major corridor for trafficking, whether it's drugs or people. And that's why I get pissed off with MPD when they label these kids runaways. No, get your punk ass out there and go search for that child. Fuck you mean. Because if that child ends up in fucking Mexico on a humdinger or some shit, then y'all sitting there, well, the child refused to come home. No, your bitch ass didn't go search. That's what happened. Chasing hell, they don't care about local. If you think of it, truthfully, I'll be honest about that. Sometimes when when we had got the alert for baby Elton, and I was looking on Facebook, a girl said that shit woke me up out of my sleep with a laughing emojis, and folks was pissed off. They was like, "What the fuck you laughing at? Ain't shit funny about a child missing." I was laughing at the alert. Nah, bitch, ain't shit funny about a child missing. The fuck. We're already so desensitized that a lot of this shit don't phase us. Like, that's why I get irritated with the shit that goes on with half of these cases we got going on here in Tennessee. Folks are so fucking desensitized and don't give a fuck about how they affect somebody's life. And that bothers me a lot. Well, Grandma, that's because that was a where did she go type deal. But I think I'm going to end this here before I go down a rabbit hole about completely bitching about something else that ain't got shit to do with this topic. But I want people to understand and remember Robert was a father, a brother, an uncle, a son. He had people that cared about him and care about him, still do. They're fighting for justice for him. And I hope they absolutely get it. This is what we should remember. That is what we're supposed to remember. A human being. A man above all else. This. And that's how they treat them. So please, like I said, if you don't share mine out, share Chasen's out, but share anything dealing with Mr. Robert Brooks, please share it out. He deserves it. He deserves to get justice. His family deserves to get justice. This shit here is not okay. We're in 2025, and I'm sorry, we can't keep doing this shit. This is the definition of insanity. And I'm sorry, I'm already insane enough. I don't need more. I don't. We keep fucking banging our head on the walls trying to figure out why this system isn't working. Well, ain't nobody tried to figure out a solution either, so. But make sure y'all please share this out. Even if it's Chasen, share hers out. This is not okay. We cannot keep doing this. Reach out to your local legislation, your local leaders. If you want change, be about it. Walk the walk and talk the talk. So y'all have a good night. Y'all stay safe out here. Don't go do nothing I wouldn't do, which is not a lot, except meth and baby oil. I don't fuck with that. But keep this man name alive and understand that this was somebody's brother, father, son. It's not okay. And we need to do better. As a society, we need to demand better. And it starts with us and our voices. So, y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all being here. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace, y'all.